Have you ever felt like stress is chipping away at your confidence? Like the relentless pressure of daily life is making it hard to believe in yourself? You might be surprised to learn that a hidden culprit could be at play: cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone. When we experience stress, our bodies release cortisol. This is a natural and helpful response in short bursts, giving us the energy to tackle challenges. However, when stress becomes chronic, cortisol levels remain elevated, leading to a cascade of negative effects on our physical and mental well-being, including our precious self-worth. Prolonged exposure to high cortisol can diminish our self-esteem, fuel self-doubt, and even contribute to feelings of anxiety and depression. It's like a silent saboteur, slowly eroding our confidence and leaving us feeling depleted and unworthy. But there's hope. By understanding the link between cortisol and self-worth, we can take proactive steps to manage our stress levels and reclaim our inner strength. Cortisol is often dubbed the stress hormone, and for good reason. Produced in the adrenal glands, it plays a crucial role in our body's fight or flight response. When we encounter a perceived threat, be it a looming deadline, a traffic jam, or a difficult conversation, our bodies release cortisol. This surge of cortisol equips us to deal with the situation at hand. It provides a burst of energy, sharpens our focus, and even temporarily numbs pain. In the short term, these effects are beneficial, helping us navigate challenges effectively. However, the problem arises when we face constant stress. Our cortisol levels remain elevated, disrupting the delicate balance within our bodies and minds. This chronic state of stress can have far-reaching consequences for our health and well-being. It's essential to understand that cortisol itself isn't the enemy. It's a vital hormone with important functions. The key lies in maintaining healthy cortisol levels, keeping them in check so they can work for us, not against us. Modern life, for all its advancements, has become a breeding ground for chronic stress. We face a barrage of demands from work, family, finances, and the ever-present digital world. Our always-on culture, fueled by technology and social media, keeps us constantly connected, making it difficult to truly disconnect and recharge. The lines between work and personal life have blurred, leaving many feeling pressured to be on 24/7. The relentless pursuit of achievement and the constant comparison fostered by social media contribute to a pervasive sense of inadequacy and pressure to keep up. Financial worries, job insecurity, and the rising cost of living add to the burden, creating a perfect storm for chronic stress. It's no wonder that cortisol levels are soaring as our bodies struggle to keep pace with the demands of modern life. This chronic stress takes a toll on our physical and mental health, contributing to a range of issues from sleep disturbances and digestive problems to anxiety and depression. It's essential to recognize the impact of modern stressors on our cortisol levels and take proactive steps to mitigate their effects. The impact of chronically elevated cortisol extends far beyond the occasional sleepless night or feeling on edge. It seeps into every aspect of our being, wreaking havoc on our physical and mental well-being. Physically, high cortisol levels can lead to a weakened immune system, making us more susceptible to illness. It can disrupt our metabolism, contributing to weight gain, particularly around the midsection. Chronic stress can also impact cardiovascular health, increasing the risk of heart disease and stroke. Emotionally, the effects of high cortisol are equally profound. It can exacerbate anxiety and depression, making it difficult to cope with everyday challenges. Chronic stress can impair our memory and concentration, making it hard to focus and be present. It can also lead to irritability, mood swings, and difficulty maintaining healthy relationships. Perhaps most insidiously, high cortisol can erode our self-worth. When we're constantly in a state of stress, it's easy to fall into negative thought patterns and self-criticism. We may doubt our abilities, feel inadequate, and struggle to see our own value. Recognizing the multifaceted impact of high cortisol is crucial for taking proactive steps to manage stress and protect our well-being. A personal struggle. My journey with cortisol and self-doubt. I'll be honest, I used to be a card-carrying member of the high cortisol club. As a busy professional and a mother, my life was a whirlwind of deadlines, commitments, and the constant mental juggling act of trying to do it all. For years, I wore my stress like a badge of honor, convinced that it was simply the price of success. I pushed myself relentlessly, ignoring the warning signs that my body and mind were nearing their breaking point. I felt perpetually exhausted, Yet I couldn't seem to slow down. My sleep was disrupted, my digestion was a mess, and I was constantly battling colds and flus. But it was the impact on my mental health that truly alarmed me. I felt constantly on edge, my fuse shortened, and my once bright outlook dimmed by a cloud of anxiety. Most distressing was the erosion of my self-worth. I began to doubt my abilities, feeling like I was failing on all fronts. The negative self-talk became relentless, chipping away at my confidence and leaving me feeling lost and depleted. It was a painful realization that my high-stress lifestyle was not only harming my physical health, but also sabotaging my mental well-being and my sense of self. I knew I needed to make a change, but I wasn't sure where to start. Reclaiming my power. First steps toward cortisol control. Reaching a breaking point with my stress levels was a turning point in my life. It forced me to acknowledge that something needed to change, and that change had to start with me. The first step was admitting that I couldn't continue down the same path. I had to prioritize my well-being and find healthier ways to cope with stress. I began by educating myself about cortisol and its impact on the body and mind. Understanding the science behind stress helped me view it not as a personal failing, but as a physiological response that I could learn to manage. One of the most impactful changes I made was incorporating mindfulness and meditation into my daily routine. Even just a few minutes of focused breathing or guided meditation helped quiet the constant chatter in my mind and bring a sense of calm to my day. I also realized the importance of movement and exercise. While intense workouts initially seemed counterintuitive, I discovered that gentle forms of exercise like yoga, walking, and swimming helped release pent-up tension and improve my mood. These initial steps, while seemingly small, marked a significant shift in my mindset. I was finally taking active steps to reclaim my health and well-being, and it felt empowering. Taming the Beast. Actionable strategies for lowering cortisol. Once I committed to managing my stress levels, I began exploring a range of strategies to lower my cortisol and reclaim my well-being. Here are some of the most effective techniques that I incorporated into my daily life. First, prioritize sleep. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep each night. Establish a relaxing bedtime routine. Create a sleep-conducive environment and avoid screens before bed. Second, nourish your body. Adopt a balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean protein. Stay hydrated by drinking plenty of water throughout the day. Third, move mindfully. Engage in regular physical activity that you enjoy. Explore gentle forms of exercise like yoga, Pilates, or walking in nature. Fourth, connect with nature. Spend time outdoors, whether it's a walk in the park, gardening, or simply sitting under a tree. Connecting with nature has a calming effect on both the body and mind. Fifth, practice gratitude. Cultivate a daily gratitude practice by reflecting on the things you're thankful for. This simple act can shift your focus from negativity to positivity. Sixth, engage in relaxing activities. Make time for activities that bring you joy and relaxation, such as reading, listening to music, spending time with loved ones, or pursuing hobbies. Lastly, seek professional support. Don't hesitate to reach out to a therapist or counselor if you're struggling to manage stress on your own. They can provide guidance, support, and evidence-based techniques to help you cope. Remember, managing cortisol is an ongoing journey, not a destination. Be patient with yourself, experiment with different strategies, and find what works best for you. The power of setting boundaries for a calmer you. One of the most liberating and empowering aspects of my journey towards cortisol control has been learning to set boundaries. For years, I had been a chronic people pleaser, saying yes to every request and taking on more than I could handle. I realized that my inability to set boundaries was a major contributor to my stress levels. I was constantly feeling overwhelmed, resentful, and stretched thin, all of which contributed to elevated cortisol. Learning to say no was initially uncomfortable, but it became an act of self-care and self-respect. I began by setting small boundaries, gradually asserting myself more as I gained confidence. I started declining invitations to events that I didn't genuinely want to attend. I learned to delegate tasks both at work and at home. I became more protective of my time, scheduling in downtime and activities that brought me joy. Setting boundaries isn't about being selfish or uncaring. It's about prioritizing your well-being and creating a life that feels manageable and fulfilling. It's about recognizing that you have a finite amount of time and energy, and it's okay to protect those resources. Your well-being matters. Taking charge of your cortisol levels. Living in a constant state of stress is not a badge of honor. It's a recipe for burnout and a host of physical and mental health problems. By understanding the impact of cortisol on our bodies and minds, we can take proactive steps to manage stress and reclaim our well-being. Remember, you are not alone in this journey. Millions of people struggle with stress and its effects on their lives. The key is to recognize that your well-being matters and that you deserve to live a life free from the debilitating effects of chronic stress. Take the time to explore the strategies outlined in this essay. Experiment with different techniques, find what resonates with you, and make self-care a non-negotiable part of your daily routine. By taking charge of your cortisol levels, you're not only improving your physical and mental health, but also reclaiming your power, boosting your self-worth, and creating a more fulfilling and joyful life. If you've struggled with stress or self-worth, I'd love to hear your story in the comments. And if you want more tips on how to manage stress and feel better every day, don't forget to check out my next video on stress management and mindfulness techniques. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more.